So welcome to the third video of a series of my creation of my own audio mixer. In the first two videos you've seen me creating a mixer with Arduino and processing. Unfortunately, Arduino sends a serial connection over USB, which doesn't work with much audio software. The software I'm using is Mix, and I wanted to create a mixer because I wanted something very lightweight, small, and with not too many bells and whistles. What I've seen on the market right now is whether it's really cheap or whether it's really big and not very fun to carry around, apart if you want to really show off your gear. So I wanted to build something on my own that is small enough, solid. So what I found is one of these cards. This is a card built by Doepfer, made in Germany, so it's probably very solid. Doepfer is a company that creates beautiful analog modular synthesizer, and a lot of kit that you can build yourself. Now, it's not built yourself like Arduino. There's always some soldering, and they provide pieces like that. This is a USB 64, but you need to do some work in order to get it to work. So it's connect to 64 connection. The first thing I realize is under these cable, what you have is 10 pins in. So there's 8 signals and 1 ground and 1 voltage. First thing you realize when you plug it in is that it keeps on sending signals to your computer. You'll see the light flashing when you connect. So you need to ground all the connections. So the 64 signal needs to be grounded. First thing, I tried to wrap some wires around it. No way it would work like that. So I had to build something. And I didn't have much experience. So I had to figure out a way to connect the 64 connection to some sort of board. So what I've built here is a board that connect in between my USB 64 to these little pre-built electronic board that host a slider. These are nice sliders. I mean, they're Flamingo EDA. It's, I think, a Chinese company that make these, and it makes it very simple to create prototype by having boards, and then they put their little resistor in there. So it's normally very simple to build yourself, but having these like that is kind of fun to play around. They're a bit stiff at the beginning. When you add a bit of oil, they're pretty fun to mix around. So this now can connect into a 3 connection. So I transformed the 10 connection, moving the signals up and down, and moving the ground and this 5 volt. This type of board was kind of a proto board or a breadboard, but like a solderable breadboard. So you had a line there that I could use for the voltage, a line I could use for the ground, and all these singles connection that could be used for signal processing. Once all that was soldered, I could jump all the connection, put jumpers on all of them to connect all the signals to the 5 volt or to the ground. And it gave me an interface for me to be able to connect all the sliders, the knobs, and everything else to the 3 connection like that. Very simply. So this board helps me to create a device that I'll be able to change and tweak any connection to sliders, knobs, button, and things like that. So right now I'm just demonstrating with 1 slider to start with, and my next step will be to build a box to host all of that and to choose what I want to have there. So first thing first, when you connect, I'm using PureDyn, by the way, in order to do all my electronic tinkering and everything else. So first thing, when you plugged in, you can see how it's lighting up, and then the first thing, it sends message at the beginning, and if it's keep on flashing, you can see it flashing a little bit here when I move. If it keeps on flashing, it means that it's sending MIDI message, and that's the first thing that happens when you plug it in. It keeps on flashing, and that's because none of the connection are grounded. And so I'm using here PureDyn. I'll just demonstrate quickly what it looks like. Opening Mix. So in order to connect the Doppler USB 64 to Mix, there's a little wizard that makes it very simple to learn your device. And once you're connected to it, you can control here. You can see in the software here when I move this. Well, let's put it on the right side. Moving from one side to the other. It's pretty smooth, the control, and it's fast as MIDI can be fast. So if you create one device for each button, you could map the entire Mix software into the Doppler 64. As long as you're having some knowledge of soldering, it's a very nice project. The Doppler 64 is not on the cheap side of things, but it gives you a lot of fun for the buck, and makes you create whatever device you want to create. Mix, an open source software, is really worth taking a look, and everything runs really smoothly on Puridyne, that is optimized for multimedia. So thank you for watching. The next step will be to build a box to host my project. I've started already finding a box that will host the project. I'll find a way to make holes in there. The round holes, no problem. Slide holes, that's for the sliders, will be a bit of a problem. Thank you for watching.